Hey guys, welcome back to TK Sports. Got another video for you. We're going to talk about the NFL free agency because it just did open.
First
yesterday.
NFL video.
New league year is open. Eagles are no longer Super Bowl champion. No, just kidding. But anyway, new league year is open. We're excited. The NFL's back, kind of, a little bit.
It's definitely back. This is like the most insane free agency period I've ever seen in my life.
As far as I can remember, I don't remember any.
Like everything's almost gone in like not everything, but I would say 80% is gone within the first 2 days.
I felt like free agency was over before it even started.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, I intend to sign with this.
Yeah, the tampering period basically was free agency.
Yeah, so it's been kind of crazy already. We're going to go over some of the big names. We're going to go over quarterbacks first. Kirk Cousins signs the richest contract in NFL history. $84 million. All guaranteed. $84 million, 3 years.
Yeah, that's never happened before. The completely guaranteed contract.
That's insane. And you'd think it'd go to a guy maybe like Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, and Brady,
Breeze, whatever. I mean, any of those big names you can name. So, but it goes to Kirk Cousins. Some would say deservedly. Some would say no.
I would say no, but
I think for Kirk Cousins, I mean, we're obviously happy for him. Anyone can get paid. Yeah. That's great. But I don't think it's deserving, but I think it's just the price of quarterbacks. And obviously the Vikings felt like they couldn't go another year with Case Keenum. They needed to sign Kirk Cousins. For no matter the price, they needed to get him, and they can worry about, financials later.
Yeah, I understand why they did it. Unfortunately, I even understand why they paid the price that they paid for him. I remember a few weeks back there were reports basically saying that the Jets would even offer Cousins up to $60 million for his first year guaranteed.
Didn't they say that first 1 year all guaranteed?
Yeah, 1 year guaranteed for
Jets,
$60 million.
Newsflash, you're not gonna win next
year.
You're
not a quarterback away, Jets. You're not a quarterback away.
Even with Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the deal. I don't think the upgrade from Cousins to Keenum is that much money. And I think that they are going to stab themselves in the foot moving forward, giving Cousins this type of money. You still got that very young defense you got to pay. You got a savage in the backfield by the name of Dalvin Cook that you got to pay. And you got two great wideouts with Diggs and Thielen, as well as a great tight end that you're going to have to pay. I mean, this guy getting guaranteed money like at this astronomical rate is going to hurt them down the road.
Okay, I see that, but I just think in a quarterback-driven league, you need quarterbacks.
That's true.
And the Vikings obviously needed quarterback play. I mean, the Eagles had the luxury of Nick Foles, who was kind of lightning in a bottle, struck out of nowhere, or came out of nowhere.
But do they need quarterback play? I mean, Keenum was the second highest. Keenum was the second highest, I think, PPR last year among all quarterbacks in the league, just below Drew Brees.
And they lost. But you need quarterback play. Regardless, even if you have the PPR and all that, the defense gave up almost 40. What was? I don't even know what the final score was in the last game. They got blown out. I think it was 38-7.
But was that a lack of offense or lack of defense?
It was both. Obviously.
Both.
But do you really think that's 1 year with Keenum? Cousins has done this for a little bit. I think Cousins can provide.
Keenum has a playoff win. Cousins doesn't have a playoff win.
Yeah, check. Not mate, but Cousins I think is a better player than Keenum. Do you think he's not a better player, or do you just think he got overpaid?
I think he's a better player.
And do you think he got overpaid?
But he's definitely overpaid.
Okay.
He's not that type of commodity.
I think he's overpaid, but I just think that's the way quarterbacks are getting paid now. It almost seems like you need to pay him that much.
Yeah. I mean, it's really, I don't want to say unfortunate because, again, they're getting their payday. Mm-hmm. But it is really unfortunate for people like Brady, Breeze, Rodgers, even Favre, all these people who have their name engraved in Canton and are never going to see...
Yeah, never saw money like that.
They're never going to see that money.
I mean, they've made more throughout their career, but as far as just one paycheck, boom, you're getting paid that much money. Yeah. I mean, that's insane. 84 guaranteed, that's insane. Yeah. Alex Smith goes to the Redskins, Bridgewater goes to the Jets, Tyler Taylor to the Browns, A.J. McCarron to the Bills, blah, 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 Bradford, Cardinals, Keenum, Broncos. Okay, that's all the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Bradford got overpaid. I mean, all these quarterbacks are getting paid. I mean, you can see why Lamar Jackson wants to be a quarterback.
Yeah.
You see all these. You see how much money these guys are getting paid. I want to be a quarterback.
Even Breeze. He got a 2-year extension, but only 20, or not only, but he got $27 million guaranteed. So it's essentially a 1-year deal. I think the whole world knows if the Saints win a Super Bowl, he's retiring.
Yeah.
But I mean, that just alone shows that even Brees took a little bit of a pay cut.
A little bit. He left a lot of money on the table.
He did. It was reported that he was offered upwards towards $60 million for a 2-year deal.
Jeez. What was the contract he took in New Orleans? It was significantly less, I know that.
I believe it's 50 for 2, but only, again, 27 guaranteed. And that's really what matters. And Brees is coming towards the end. If they win a Super Bowl this year, which they are going to be a contender, he's not going to go that second year, and that's going to free up $23 million. So.
What do you think about the Case Keenum signing at the Broncos?
I think they overpaid a little bit, but again, that's just the trend that's going on apparently. I like it, but I also don't like it. I've never been so mixed on a free agency quarterback. The reason why I like it, they have some weapons in Denver. They got Sanders and who else do they have?
Demaryius Thomas.
Yeah, Demaryius Thomas. Yeah. I mean, they got some receivers. I don't think Sanders and Thomas are on the same level as Diggs and Thielen.
No.
But they are very serviceable. They still have a huge hole, in my opinion, at the running back position with Anderson.
I think they're more than serviceable. I mean, Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders are pretty great receivers. Yeah. They're not Thielen and Diggs last year, but man,
you got to keep in mind that we haven't seen their ceiling in a while.
Yeah,
since Manning.
So does that help with Case Keenum?
I think it does. I think you're going to see a lot better production out of the wide receivers. I think what's going to hurt Keenum is the lack of a running game. I think Zimmer, obviously he's a defensive-minded coach and he loves to run the ball. He did a great job with McKinnon and Murray last year. I don't think he's going to get anywhere near that production with Anderson, and I think that's really all they have.
I believe Anderson's still on the market, so he may not be coming back.
Yeah, he very well might not be. They're definitely in the running back market.
I wonder if this restricts them from maybe drafting a Josh Allen or Josh Rosen.
I think it's a very good idea if they were to draft Keenum. Coming off that year, he has a good resume of experience.
This is his first year really having a good quarterback season.
And he got a payday for it.
I think you want to have competition.
Yeah.
I think Broncos definitely should draft a quarterback still.
I know, and the most interesting thing too about last year was when Bridgewater came back. It almost seemed like Keenum elevated his level of play because you knew that Bridgewater was right there breathing on his neck. I think that competition is very good in that situation. And I do think that they're also going to draft a quarterback. I like it, but the reason why I don't like it, again, I do think that they're in the quarterback market to draft right now. I do think they overpaid for someone who, you still don't know a lot about. I'm not saying it's equivalent to, like an Osweiler deal or something like that. But there are still a lot of question marks about Case Keenum, and I really do think that they might have overpaid in that situation.
Okay. Like I said, I just think it's the kind of money quarterbacks are making. I feel like everyone's getting overpaid. Bradford made $20 million.
Yeah.
Cardinals, really? I mean, I know Carson Palmer retired, but
who would you rather have, Bradford or Keenum?
Keenum.
Because Bradford's making more.
Yeah. I mean, I just think Keenum's a better player.
And he also costs more in hospital bills.
Definitely. So we spent a lot of time on the quarterbacks. Let's talk a little defense, little corners, DBs, if we don't mind. Aqib Talib, Marcus Peters, probably the headlines, going both to the Los Angeles Rams, the NFC West, and the Los Angeles Rams in particular get stronger.
Number one offense.
Number one offense with Gurley and Aaron Donald still there. I mean, jeez, those are headliner names.
Yeah.
So we had just
they did lose Okafor though.
Okay.
They did lose a linebacker.
Yeah, definitely. Ogletree, not Okafor.
Yeah, sorry, not Okafor. Ogletree, yeah.
But Tremaine Johnson goes to the Jets, and Richard Sherman. If you would have said to me, Richard Sherman is a 49er, I would have looked at you so sideways because
it's completely ironic.
It's completely ironic. I mean, how does that happen? Sherman goes to the Niners, and he's saying, I'm going to stick it to those Seattle Seahawks. That was a big signing.
This is a great deal for the Niners.
Yeah.
Sherman, he's a smart guy. He's a Stanford graduate. He's his own agent. He did this contract himself.
Yeah.
If I'm right, he has a $2 million signing bonus. And then if he makes the 40-man roster, if I'm right, he makes an extra $3 million.
I don't know all the incentives, but what I do know is this contract.
I know a few of the incentives. If he plays 90% of his snaps, he gets a raise, obviously, and then there's another incentive for making the Pro Bowl. He has the opportunity to make up to 11, but is at 30. How old is he? 31, 32?
I believe he's just over 30.
Yeah, somewhere in that range. He might even be 30. But is he going to be able to play 90% of your snaps coming off that Achilles injury? Is he going to make a Pro Bowl with all the cornerback depth that there is around the league? The Niners really got a good deal out of this. They got someone who's honestly going to change the culture in San Francisco on a very young defense that's showing promise during the Garoppolo era for very cheap.
The only reason I saw this contract when it first happened, I said, this is a terrible contract. And then I read more about the guaranteed money and all those incentives we talked about. And it's like, well, they actually could be getting a bargain here because it might not be that much money.
Yeah.
And so when you think about it, it's like, well, Richard Sherman's,
Think about it. He's in the NFC. How many good corners are there in the NFC?
There's a lot of good corners now, especially in their own division.
Yeah.
I mean, geez, just the Rams we were just talking about.
Yeah.
So, but no, I think Richard Sherman, what you're talking about, brings some, veteran presence and some stability to that much-needed DB room. So
yeah, definitely.
Sherman was an intriguing pick or signing with the Niners.
Yeah.
And I thought him getting released, and we still got Earl Thomas out there.
Yeah.
He's talking about maybe going to not Seattle.
Cowboys.
Cowboys, that's right.
Yeah.
And then Ndamukong Suh's out there, so.
Honey Badger too.
Tyrann Mathieu just got released by the Cardinals. Want to take a pay cut? He said, "Heck no, I'm getting my money."
And then he comes out 2 days later and says it's not all about the money. So
it's funny.
Who knows what Honey Badger?
Nobody's
wants.
giving you calls, so
it's not about the money if you're gonna go win a ring.
Definitely.
That's what he's basically saying.
Definitely. And I think it may not have been just about
You know who else?
It may not because I kind of get what he's saying with the pay cut thing. Like, hey man, I'm projected to make $10 million. You're gonna offer me. I don't know how much they offered him, but if it's less than 5, I would walk away too.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's like take a pay cut from 10 to 7 or 10 to 3.
It must have been a pretty
big drop.
Yeah.
And I kind of get that. I
he
kind of think
loves
that's
Arizona.
what he means. I think that's what he means by it's not about the money.
Yeah.
Just kind of thinking.
There's still a lot of big names out there defensively. Kenny Vaccaro from the Saints.
Vaccaro, yeah.
He's still out there. Eric Reed.
I forgot.
He's still up there. Kyle Fuller too.
Cornerback. Fuller, he's a good corner.
So I mean, there's still a lot of big names out there defensively.
Definitely.
And there's always a need for defense, so there's still going to be more to come.
And like we said, it feels like this free agency's over, but when you think about it, this is the second day of free agency.
Yeah.
I mean, free agency started 1 o'clock Pacific yesterday, Wednesday. So we're going to move on to some receivers. We know Jarvis Landry got traded to Cleveland on a 1-year, $16 million deal that the Dolphins didn't want to pay, but franchise tagged. Allen Robinson goes to the Bears. Sammy Watkins to the Chiefs. Just makes that Chiefs offense a little bit better.
Definitely overpaid for Watkins.
Yeah, I think so too. But, I mean, besides the point.
Yeah.
They get another good receiver. Paul Richardson, little fast, kind of gets hurt a lot guy, goes to the Redskins.
He's going to fit perfectly with Alex Smith.
I think Alex Smith will love Paul Richardson, kind of a Tyreek Hill type.
Yeah.
Allen Robinson goes to the Bears from the Jaguars. That's a big pickup for the Bears. Jordy Nelson coming to my Raiders. I wore the Raiders shirt today because I was excited about the Jordy Nelson signing. I'm sad to see Crabtree go, but Crabtree is a free agent now. So anyone maybe goes to the Saints. I know you're a Saints fan, so you would love a Crabtree along with Michael Thomas. But we're kind of getting off task. Those are all the signings for Danny Amendola, Dolphins.
Danny Amendola.
That's a big signing for them too.
Yeah.
So out of those receivers, who do you think is going to have the most impact?
Most impact. That's a tough one.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, would you go Jordy Nelson with the Raiders? I know that's what I want to hear. I hope he has the most impact.
I really think it's going to be Robinson with the Bears.
Okay.
People still don't know who Mitchell Trubisky is.
Yeah.
There were games last season where he had less than 10 passing attempts in a game. Granted, a big part of that is the John Fox era and him basically saying in week 3, I don't want to coach this team anymore. This is my last year. And he pretty much completely gave up on it. Mm-hmm. But you have a new coaching staff in there. Another piece that the Bears picked up is a beast in Trey Burton.
Trey Burton, yeah.
Trey Boo-Boo going to the Bears.
Trey Boo-Boo Burton.
And now you add a great wideout, in Chicago. I think it's going to dramatically help.
I don't know
this team.
I don't know if he'll have the most impact, but I think he definitely helps Mitchell Trubisky. To get a guy like that, Allen Robinson reminds me a lot of Alshon Jeffrey.
Yeah.
I think he has that kind of potential.
Yeah.
And him going to Chicago just kind of reminds me of that mold.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people, in social media right now are basically saying the Bears are going to be the last year's Rams. Mm-hmm. They thought Goff was a bust his first year out. He's under that horrible coach Jeff Fisher. And look what happens when the McVay system comes in. A lot of people are saying like it's going to happen again with the Bears. I mean, they still played very well defense last year. They still have, in my opinion, a top 5 running back in the league maybe in Jordan Howard. I mean, they have pieces there, and if Trubisky can come into his own with some more offensive pieces and a better scheme and a coaching staff that isn't going to retire at the end of the year, I really have them as a team that could do some damage, and I really think that Robinson's going to have an impact.
That's a good pick. I would go with Jarvis Landry. I know it's Cleveland. I know it's the Browns. But listen, hear me out. Okay, Jarvis Landry's coming to the Browns with Josh Gordon. They should get Saquon Barkley. I did see a mock draft today saying they're going to get Sam Darnold, which I was kind of puzzled.
Idiots.
But if they do draft Sam Darnold, they will have Jarvis Landry, David Njoku. I think it's how you say Njoku. Mm-hmm. Sorry for my ignorance. I think it's Njoku. Landry and Gordon. And Corey Coleman.
Yeah.
That's a solid receiving core. Cleveland could score points with that. And if they get Darnold and Tyrod Taylor, you could see Darnold sitting maybe for Tyrod Taylor, and if Tyrod Taylor struggles, you can go to Sam. That's if they draft Sam Darnold, obviously.
Let me tell you 2 things. There's a lineman today that I believe he retired yesterday.
Joe Thomas.
Yeah. He's going to Canton.
No doubt.
He pretty much never missed a snap.
No.
If he didn't get injured this year, I don't think he would have missed a snap in his career, which I can't believe.
Pretty cool story. Cleveland born and raised, grew up a Browns fan, playing for the Browns, retires maybe one of the best Browns ever.
People are celebrating that in Cleveland. They're so happy for him.
Good for them.
You know who's not celebrating? Tyrod Taylor. Because he has that blind side lineman.
Take my blind side. Yeah,
he's lucky that he can run.
Yeah. But
I disagree.
You disagree with Landry?
Yeah, Landry is not going to have a good year with the Browns. He is going to get maybe 75 receptions, probably 5 touchdowns. He's going to be a decent receiver, but there's no way he matches what he did in Miami.
Look, I'm not saying
especially because he's going to be in the slot most of the time.
Okay.
He does excel in the slot, but you got that abnormal human in Josh Gordon with like a 10-pack on the outside and a great receiver in Corey Coleman on the other side.
Who plays drunk, Josh Gordon. I don't know how.
Hey, he's clean now.
But he did and still performed really well.
It's impressive.
Doing sober.
But out of the slot, with all those pieces, potentially with a Saquon too, I don't see any way that he matches it. I don't see any way he matches it.
He's not gonna. I'm not saying he's gonna be Jerry Rice next year.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying he'll be impactful for that young offense.
Yeah.
The question is most impactful.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he will be most impactful with the Browns, helping that young team out. And who knows, if they have a solid year, maybe go 6-10, which is not out of the realm for Cleveland.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
With all these additions, and they've gotten better on the defense.
Still got Myles
side.
Garrett and Peppers.
It's not out of the question. Cleveland is no more... Okay, I'm slowing it. They're still Cleveland. But I think Jarvis Landry could turn a little bit of this franchise around, get them excited, and I could see them re-signing for the right price.
I know a lot of people are blowing up about Cleveland right now, and I think the biggest thing that we need to remember here is one thing, and that's Hugh Jackman cannot hide. Jackson, cannot hide anymore. He is 1-31 in his last 2 seasons. How does he have a job? You find me another coach that can go 1-31 with any other NFL franchise and keep his job.
You know why? It's because they've had coaches that are like a revolving door, like quarterbacks.
I've never seen a coach with such a bad record that has this perception around him that he's an offensive genius.
He is.
How is he only won 1 game?
Because he has no personnel, Tyler. He has no personnel. Please. All right, listen. Hugh Jackson is a good head coach. You get him some talent, he'll be okay. I've seen him coach the Raiders. He took the Raiders, the lowly 0-whatever Raiders, who couldn't make the playoffs, to 8-8. We almost went to the playoffs. I think it went 9-7.
All I know is that all lights are on him now. All lights are on him.
Well,
now.
yeah. Once you go 1-31, you can't go 0-16 again. You gotta win.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he goes 0-16, fire him. Get rid of him.
Yeah.
Bury him. Get rid of him. But for now, he's got a little bit of better personnel. Let's see what he can do with it. Okay. You don't just fire him after getting all these players.
We'll see what happens.
Joe Thomas had 20 different quarterbacks. 20 in his 11-year career in Cleveland.
It's 2 a year.
On average. Sometimes 4 a year. But anyway, geez, we're getting off track. It's a long video. we're actually having a podcast coming out. So if you guys can't watch the YouTube videos, you can always listen on the podcast.
We got it filming right here.
Yeah, so it's the same audio as the video, and me and Tyler.
Maybe you're driving right now, and
yeah, it's whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah.
So me and Tyler are actually gonna film whatever podcast maybe by ourselves if we're passionate about a topic, and we just go on rants. But if we feel like it,
we'll probably upload it to the same account.
Definitely the same
You
account.
can just have those two
Definitely
extra things to listen to.
Yeah, so we're trying to get more content out there for you guys and for us because we like doing it. So, but last group, running backs. Jerick McKinnon goes to the Niners from the Vikings. Carlos Hyde goes to my beloved. No, I'm just kidding. Not beloved Browns. He goes to the Browns. Adds a little bit of depth to that offense already.
Yeah.
Dion Lewis goes to the Titans, who I thought Dion Lewis might go to the Niners with Kyle Shanahan. And then Doug Martin goes to my Raiders, which is kind of an okay pickup. We'll see.
You know, we're forgetting about... I know he's not a running back, but it's a very big name, and it broke my heart.
Oh, Burkhead went to the Patriots. Sorry about that, too.
It broke my heart when he didn't come back to New Orleans.
Who's that?
Jimmy Graham.
Oh, Jimmy Graham. I forgot. Yep. Jimmy Graham goes to the Packers on a 3-year deal. Gets paid.
We almost forgot about him. And you know what? I don't want him back.
You did want him.
I did.
All right.
You should have saw our group message.
Yeah, definitely.
I almost cried. I shed a tear or two.
No, that's fine. Jimmy Graham does go to the Packers, gives Aaron Rodgers a weapon. It helps me out. It's like a subtraction for you, an addition for me, because since they signed Jimmy Graham, I get Jordy, or the Raiders get Jordy Nelson. I don't get Jordy Nelson.
Well, it also helps us out because, you know, me being a big Saints fan, you know, Jimmy Graham freed up a lot of cap space that we probably would have used on him, and, you know, now we get Richardson and Demario Davis. And
yeah, definitely.
Get a solid linebacker and, you know, arguably one of the best backfields in the league. But that's off topic. Point is, Jimmy Graham is...
Peter, what's his name? Robinson.
Robinson,
Jeez,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm having blanks.
Yeah.
Anyways, Patrick Robinson, corner.
But yeah, so...
From Philly.
Yeah.
But yeah, the running backs, who do you like out of this running back group?
My favorite running back addition to a team is definitely McKinnon for the Niners. You know, you look at last year, you know, Carlos Hyde. I don't know the statistics on it, and I know I should have this number, but he is not the best pass catching back in my opinion, and he caught a lot of passes in San Francisco. You look at the type of offense that Shanahan likes to run. Him coming from the Falcons, Devonta Freeman gets involved in the passing game.
He does.
And he is a through the or up the middle runner too.
How does that help? Oh, sorry.
McKinnon's passing or pass catching abilities are far better than Carlos Hyde's, and I think on rushing ability wise they're about equal. So I really think that he's going to fit into the Niners scheme absolutely perfectly. I mean, he's the perfect back for the type of offense Shanahan likes to run.
Niners did sign a center today, Weston Richburg, I think. Weston Richburg. Really good center from the New York Giants. He got paid, really good center. But on that young offensive line, Jerick McKinnon isn't the greatest blocking running back.
It's true.
So with a young quarterback like Garoppolo, you want him to have time.
Yeah.
Good thing he's mobile. He can move in the pocket, go outside and make great throws. But that's a concern.
Yeah.
But he's a definite upgrade in the passing game. He's run screens, RPOs.
It's just going to open up their playbook a lot.
Definitely. I think Shanahan's pumped about that.
Yeah.
Most impactful for me, Dion Lewis. Dion Lewis to the Titans with Derrick Henry. That is a thunder lightning combo, and I think that is perfect for Tennessee.
Yeah.
Dion Lewis is a weapon for them now.
It's a great move, but again, I think how far Tennessee's going to go is going to come down to obviously Mariota. But I agree that's a huge move.
Lewis and Mariota with the RPO offense.
Yeah.
I don't see a problem.
And I still think Derrick Henry. I know he's been behind DeMarco Murray for a while, which again is
he
another
broke out
running
of
back.
the shell though late at the end of the year. Murray's not coming back.
Yeah, Murray's another guy on the market right now who I think might get picked up if I had to guess.
I don't know.
Probably the Lions, a team that really needs a back.
Yeah, maybe.
But he did come into his own, and I still see, when I look at Derrick Henry, I see a guy physically that has the capability of being a top 10 running back.
He reminds me of a cowbell. He's a kind of cowbell back that just pound, and he played so well in that playoff game against the Chiefs.
Oh man,
he played so well, and I think Dion Lewis will just bring that added element.
He has
pace.
a body that not many backs have.
Yeah,
he really does, and I look at him and he looks like a tight end almost. He's just so built, and I think this guy, if he can just get extra reps and because he hasn't gotten many behind DeMarco Murray in the last few years. I really think that
he will this year.
Yeah, I really think that this is going to be the year where he comes out.
So So excited for the Titans. I think Dion Lewis most impactful, and it's been a good video, long video. We're sorry.
Yeah.
It's almost 25-minute video, but we'll try and keep it short for this time. But that's why we have the podcast. You guys don't want to watch a whole video. That's why we have the podcast.
Yeah.
So if you guys could like, comment, share, subscribe. We love doing these videos. We're gonna have more coming out. More baseball next video. This is the free agency video. Still a lot to cover. I feel like we didn't even cover everybody.
Oh yeah. We missed a lot of names. I mean, we didn't talk about the Bridgewater really too much. Bradford.
It's just been at the expense of how many moves have been made. It's just like we can't we can't cover everybody else. We'll be here for an hour.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So this was fun though. We disagreed on some stuff. That was fun. And so like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Yep.
TK Sports.